One, two, one, two. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy, Fred Reacts. You guys already know. Hey, you guys already see what's on the screen. All right, we're gonna be reacting to Officer Brandon Tatum versus my boy, the GOAT, Myron Gaines. All right. Hey, hey, look, man, enough me yapping. I'm gonna go ahead and let the video play. All right. I'm gonna try my best not to like interrupt them while they talk. So I'm gonna try to be a good moderator. You know what I'm saying? But hope you guys enjoy. All right. I'm gonna take it back.
Against what they call it Islamophobia. You can't say nothing about the
I
Quran in
didn't hear what
America.
he
Burn the
said.
Quran to see what happened to you
You
in
absolutely
America.
can. We don't have anti-Islam laws.
Do we not have laws against what they call it Islamophobia? You can't say nothing about the Quran in America. Burn
Yeah,
the
you
Quran
can.
to see what happened to you.
Islamophobia, Brandon. That's cap right there, my brother. No, we do not. We do not have any laws against no Islamophobia. No, that's not a thing, Brandon. Come on.
So we can. We don't have
You can
anti-Islam
definitely
laws.
burn that shit up. You can burn it up just like you can burn the Bible, and that's gonna happen, right? Now, obviously, like one thing I've been able to notice is the tolerance level among the practicing people is totally different, right? But as far as like the Constitution protecting one over the other, no.
Definitely have anti-Semitism laws. Big difference.
No, because well, first of all, we have hate crimes. You can't go somewhere and burn a Quran. You're gonna get in trouble.
Okay, here's the difference. I could go ahead and be a college student, right? Let's say I have an F1 visa, and I burn.
I don't think burning a Quran or Bible is hate crime, but I could be wrong, right? Somebody let me know down in the comment section. Anyways, last time pausing it.
A Quran and say, yo, Islam is terrible, these guys are awful, nothing's gonna happen to me. But if I'm a college student and I burn a Talmud, or I say Israel's an apartheid ethno state, or they're committing a genocide, I might get deported. But
They don't run America.
We definitely saw those cases. Yeah.
The biggest threat to America.
We saw those
is these
cases
blue-haired
happen.
Devils, these white liberals that are in America. That's the biggest threat to
no,
America.
the
most
biggest threat
corrupt
to America,
politicians, the most
the
corrupt
biggest threat to
politicians.
America is supremacy and control of our country.
I'm
That is the
I'm,
biggest
I'm
threat
a
to
Brandon on that
America.
one.
And if you don't see
That's
that, I don't
true.
know what to say. The thing is this: we go to war.
Hey, from that snippet, that looked fire. You know what I'm saying? So let's and let me let them talk.
In
Not
these
for
Middle
me.
Eastern countries
Sheesh.
for Israel. Why? Because Israel has an enormous amount of.
What he
If
said?
you don't see that, I don't know what to say.
Also, is this a new interview that they did?
The thing is this: we go to war in these Middle Eastern countries for Israel. Why? Because Israel has an enormous amount of lobbying power in the United States, and they control every infrastructure point, whether it's media, the government, big tech, etc. They have an enormous amount of power in the United States and influence, and they use said influence and power to wage a foreign policy that benefits Israel. This is the problem.
No, you're saying that America did all of that, foregoing the benefit of America, foregoing the safety of America and stability of our reputation just for Israel.
Yes.
That's insane.
That is.
Brandon, I think when Brandon says it like that, just for Israel, he kind of minimizing the point here, because I think the thing is they they control our politicians in some way or another. You know what I'm saying? So yes, unfortunately,
Let me put it in.
Let me
maybe
just say,
some
let me
tips
say it like
out
this.
there.
We have too much power in the United States, and it's a
What
problem.
Jews? Which,
The neocons, the tech moguls, the people that run these finance companies, etc. How is it that we have a lobbying group, right, APAC, they don't have to register in the FARA at
because
all,
they're American citizens.
but they're lobbying on behalf of a foreign government?
And we have other lobbies
How
on
is it?
behalf of foreign
How-
governments.
how is it-
We have other lobbies on behalf of foreign
they have to
governments in the United
register.
States of America.
And they have to
no,
register.
they're not registered as FARA.
No. They have to
No, we
register.
do. You want
They
to
have
fact
to
check
register.
right on the
I
spot?
I would need to fact check this.
They have
You
to
want to fact
register.
check right on the spot? No, they don't. We
have to register.
No, we don't. They listen.
The
if
Chinese,
you're an
Qatar-
Can
American-
somebody else fact like let me know down in the comment section? Is that true? Do these other lobbyist group, do they have to register?
All these guys, they're registered.
Myron, if you're Americans lobbying on behalf of interest and relations between America and a foreign country, you don't have to register as FARA. There are more than just the Israeli lobby, American citizens doing it. They don't register as FARA.
So you don't-
If you are operating for a country, you have to register as FARA.
Okay.
We see that Israel registers FARA when they influence things in America.
So Brandon,
Just
you
like
don't
we've
think
seen with the
you don't
influence campaign.
think the Israelis control our foreign policy?
No, they don't control our foreign policy. They lobby on behalf of foreign policy. They do have some control, but they don't control
That's
it completely.
control, Brandon.
You don't think they have a ridiculous
No, no.
amount of say. We've given them
Well,
billions upon billions of dollars the past year.
Let's put it in perspective, Myron. Who gives more money, Farah or not, Qatar or Israel?
Israel gives more money.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do, and I'll tell you why. Because private donors don't have to. Myron Mandelson gave Trump $100 million just last year. That she just one donor.
Elon Musk gave him $250 million.
Sure. But what I'm trying to say is
doubled what she gave.
Sure. But what I'm trying to say is that we have a bunch of donors that give money, right? Wink, wink, hudge, hudge, to
And
congressmen,
they don't have to register.
etc. That none of that gets. A lot of times that stuff doesn't get reported.
No. Hold on. Let's go
they
back.
They got to use an APAC tracker to find it.
Let's go back.
I've seen that tracker.
When you go to FARA, Israel is registered FARA. Qatar, China, Japan, Saudi Arabia, all of them. China, Japan, Saudi Arabia. Did I say Qatar? They all give more money than APAC and FARA registered Israeli donations or Israeli lobby. They give far more money.
Okay.
They give twice as much, 20 times as much money Israel is putting into.
All right. Do we have congressmen showing up in Chinese uniforms? Do we have anti-Saudi Arabian laws in place to deport college students? Do we have mass censorship for anyone that's critical of Qatar?
I think the amount of control
and to not admit that is absolutely nuts.
No, Myron, do we not have laws against what they call it, Islamophobia? Did we not just run through a gamut after September 11th of Islamophobia? You can't say nothing about the Quran in America. Burn the Quran and see what happened to you in America.
You can. Muslims get shit on all day.
You definitely can.
Muslims get shit on all day.
And so does.
Well, hold on. Here's the difference, though.
Those people face consequences. I think that would be the difference.
But you want to know why?
Right?
Because they're committing a genocide right now, and this is the first time that people are seeing where their tax dollars are going.
What about the Christians? What about the Christians that are murdered?
When was this interview?
That are murdered in Syria. What about the terrorist activity that go on a day-to-day basis from Islamic terrorist groups that are killing and beheading people on TV?
We weren't giving Bashar al-Assad billions of dollars a year to kill Druze and Christians, but we give the Israelis billions of dollars a year, and they're doing a whole bunch of bullshit with our tax dollars. How is it
you say
that
Israelis... Can you say that both are doing it? If you want to say Israel is doing it, can't you say that the Islamic organizations are doing the same thing?
But not off of our taxpayer dollar.
Yeah, and these organizations were created because of Israel. Hezbollah was created because Israel invaded Lebanon in 1982. Yes. Like, here's the thing.
This is what you're saying. It's a difference between being intentionally or something intentionally happened and something happened as a result of something. It's a big difference.
What I'm saying is this.
You're acting as Israel created Hezbollah intentionally.
Okay. Israel has created all the conflicts in the Middle East. Okay? They've created a lot of problems that we've had to come in and save them.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of their neighbors
get involved in wars because of them. Or we suffer terrorist attacks because of them. If you look at Bin Laden's letter, Bin Laden wrote a letter to you. That's actually a big reason why they want to ban TikTok, by the way. There was a letter that went viral back in November of 2023, a letter to America. In that letter, Bin Laden wrote out line by line his issues and grievances with the United States. Now, obviously, this letter was banned everywhere back in 2002, but it resurfaced in 2023. And this letter, a big part of it, his issue was our support of Israel. Our support of Israel is what infuriates the Muslim world because we're killing Muslims all the time. We're funding the Israelis to kill Muslims all the time. That's what creates problems.
No. Look at this. Let's put this in perspective, Myron.
And we don't have anti-Islam laws, but we definitely have anti-Semitism laws. Big difference.
No, because we do. Well, first of all, we have hate crimes and we have laws against discrimination and hate based on your religious affiliation. You can't go somewhere and burn a Quran and you're going to get in trouble.
Okay, here's the difference. I could go ahead and be a college student, right? Let's say I have an F1 visa, and I burn a Quran and say, yo, Islam is terrible, these guys are awful. Nothing's going to happen to me. But if I'm a college student and I burn a Talmud, or I say, yo, Israel's an apartheid ethno-state, or they're committing a genocide,
might get arrested.
I might get deported. Thanks to Marco
Show
Rubio.
me somebody burning the Quran. Show me somebody burning the Quran.
They're not going to get deported is my point.
No, you ain't never seen nobody burn a Quran. Have you? No, you haven't.
I see people burn Qurans all the time.
No, you ain't never seen nobody on college campus.
People do it on X. People do it on the internet.
No. You on college? We're talking about college campus. You show me on college campus where somebody's burning the Quran, mocking Muhammad, and saying death to, or saying that from a statement that's similar to from the river to the sea, when it comes to when it comes to Muslims. You'll never hear it, you'll never see it. And then if you saw it and they didn't do nothing, then I'll agree with you. But let's talk
Well,
about
here's the
this for a
difference.
minute.
I'm not going to get
Let's
deported for burning a Quran if I was a F1 student visa. But if I'm doing something and I'm being critical of Israel, I will get deported.
How can you make that comparison when you ain't never seen somebody burn a Quran on
Mahmoud
college campus?
Khalil is getting deported right now for being critical of
People
Israel.
don't do it.
No, not critical.
And that's kind of like what I was saying in the beginning, right? Like, I don't, you don't see those things happening a whole lot because I feel like practicing Muslims, they take their faith so serious, right? To the point where if you're a nobody and you just want to burn the Quran out of nowhere or out of anger, you face consequences. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't understand why Brandon like it's not getting it.
Organizing a
It's not
group that's
it's not that
counter
hard.
to American interests, and also they're saying they want to overthrow Western civilization. He's not just saying he's critical of it. There's a lot of people that are critical of Israel,
Okay.
obviously.
How about the
This
girl?
guy
How
is
about the girl up at Tufts?
organizing a
Let's
group.
let's go ahead.
Organizing a group.
How about the girl at Tufts that got deported or getting deported because she wrote an op-ed talking about boycotting Israel? They're deporting her.
Are you talking about the girl that came on to that anti-American?
No,
when
she
was
wrote.
on that forum
She's
and
from
she was
Tufts. She was up in Somerville, Boston, Massachusetts area.
I'm not
She got arrested by
familiar
ICE.
with.
There's plenty of them like that. The point I'm trying to make is that Israel has a ridiculous amount of influence in our government
Yeah,
to the
their
point where
influence
if
is
college
crazy.
students criticize them,
Next
which is
level.
their First
It's not
Amendment right, by the
criticism,
way.
not criticism.
If they-
It's when you're saying from the river to the sea, when you're saying that when
This
you're
girl didn't say
accosting-
it's the
when
river
you're
to the sea.
accosting people on campus.
This
brother,
girl got
they're not-
deported
What's the
for
context
literally
of
writing
that?
an
From the
op-ed
river
talking
to the
about
sea?
boycotting
That's-
Israel. That's
I gotta
crazy.
look into that. I cannot validate that.
It's the
But what
truth.
I'm saying is that on college campus,
I can give you the link. And I'll give you the
reason these
Netanyahu
kids-
at the West Bank when he's just sabotaged Oslo Accords on purpose.
if you give it to me and it's authenticated, I'll make a video about it. So
All right.
let's put
I
this in
will provide
perspective. These people are on campus saying pretty much to kill
They never said that,
death
dude.
to the from the river. What does from the river to the sea mean?
Saying Palestine will be free from the river to the sea,
What does that mean?
that does not mean killing all.
No. What does that mean? How they gonna be free from the river to the sea, where it's occupied by right now?
No,
Aren't the Palestinians like the original habitat of the land anyways? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need to educate myself better when it comes to that topic. Cause like I don't know. I think, right, the Palestinians are, the natural habitat of the land, and I feel like they were forced out, right, by like European Jews and Jewish people when they were fleeing the persecution back in Europe, right? I'm pretty sure that was the beginning of it, right? If I'm off, uh, anybody, what I what I just said, I didn't say that to be ignorant, right? That's just my understanding of the conflict, right? Is the Jewish people, they pretty much guessed, but here they are trying to force out the original settlers of the land.
no. They
is
say
that
Palestine will be
it?
free, which means Palestinians will have sovereignty. Now, some people want to
Over-
interpret that
over-
as some
over
people want to
Israel.
interpret that as some people want to interpret that as that's genocidal. But here's the thing: they're not even saying from the river to the sea. A lot of these students, they write op-eds and they're getting deported.
No. You're giving one example. Like for instance, you're giving one example of a person writing an op-ed and you're claiming that they got deported. I need to look into it and figure out is there stuff behind it, because you just said
op-ed?
the one guy's getting deported because he disagreed with Israel. He coordinated. There's more. Hold on.
He was representing
Myron,
the
you're
students.
being
They were
no,
protesting
no,
with
no,
him.
no.
They were.
All right, Myron, you
protesting
gotta
with
let
him.
him talk too.
You're being
Let him talk.
disingenuous because
He went to Shabbat with these guys.
He
He didn't hate Mahmoud Khalil.
You're being disingenuous because he also had issues with immigration informant. So he did not inform the government that he was a part of a foreign organization. And you have to disclose that if you have a student visa. He did not properly disclose that. That's
Okay.
one of the reasons why he got deported. The other one was conjuring up controversy on the university, saying death to America.
He wasn't saying that.
Now, even if he was saying that, right, like he's still protected under the freedom of speech, right? So I believe he can say that as long as he's not inciting violence, right? But I mean, if that's true, because I do know a lot of times you do have to disclose those type of things, right? Like if you've ever been a part of any terrorist group, a lot of if you're trying to apply for some loans, you name it, they will ask you
accosting,
those type of
not
questions.
him,
And
I'm
if you
saying the
don't
organization
disclose
was
them,
doing it. They were accosting
if that's true,
students, and also they were
There
saying
were students
that
with
they want
him.
to overthrow Western civilization.
There were students with him marching at Columbia.
It don't matter, just because they're don't mean that they're not saying things that could be anti-Semitic, or that they're pushing from a river to the sea, or the fact that he did not disclose his foreign involvement with another government and he has a student visa.
Look, my argument here, because remember, this all started because I said that have an undue level of influence in American politics. What I'm trying to explain here is that they are getting students deported for exercising the First Amendment because they don't like what they're saying. That's a problem.
You don't have the First Amendment to the degree in which you can threaten people. You can say that you're going to overthrow the American government, or you're going to somehow not disclose. They said we want to overthrow Western civilization.
They never said that, dude. Come on, man.
They did say that.
That's not what they
said.
I'll pull it
up. I'll pull it up and send it to you, and you have to put it on your show.
That's not what it is, man. And here's the thing.
That's
also,
what he said.
Remember, political speech is supposed to be the most protected form of speech in the United States,
Violence
according to the First Amendment. According to the First Amendment, right? Now,
violence is not protected.
They were never pushing violence.
They got video of these students on campus.
There were
students trying to go through. They literally are fighting students and not allowing them to go through the campus.
Here's the thing.
They took over the hall and they wouldn't let into the section. I mean, dude,
here's the thing.
Come on, Myron.
You got to remember, there's different groups of protesters. There's a group here, there's another group here, etc. He was representing a certain group of kids that were protesting. The point I'm trying to make here, right? Besides going into the details with Khalil's case or the girl up in Somerville or whatever, the point I'm trying to make is that we are passing legislation that basically protects another country or criticism of another country. That is crazy.
No, obviously Brown is gonna say no because there's things that were discovered that the kid never disclosed to the U.S. government. So I don't know. I'll have to look at those papers myself.
They don't run America. The biggest threat to America is these blue-head devils, these white liberals that are in America. That's the biggest threat to America.
The biggest threat to America is supremacy and control of our country. That is the biggest threat to America. And if you don't see that, I don't know what to say. The supremacy and control of our country is the biggest threat to this country. By far.
That's the craziest thing ever heard. Islam is a bigger threat than anything that people can ever do.
Okay, who runs Congress? Do Muslims run Congress? Who runs big tech? Do Muslims run Congress? Do Muslims
run Congress?
No, run Congress. Yes, absolutely.
No, they don't.
90% of them are funded by.
Okay, let me give you an example, Myron, of what you're saying funded. Is Byron Donalds, since he's supported by AIPAC, is Byron Donalds controlled by AIPAC?
Yes.
Okay, let me just tell you how silly what you're saying is.
He's in
Florida.
Florida.
How much money did they give Byron Donalds? AIPAC.
I can look it up if you want me to.
I already looked it up.
How many?
You want to know how much money?
How much?
40,000. I think they gave him $43,000.
Bruh.
It's quite a bit of money.
You know how much money he raised? $13 million.
Yeah, 40,000.
So what kind of impact do they have on Byron Donalds giving $40,000? That's a private jet from Texas back to Florida. That's not no real money. He got $13 million. They weren't even his biggest donor.
Okay.
By far.
I guarantee you, if we looked at his donors, because especially from he's here from Florida.
I looked at all his donors.
Some of those donors are probably going to be pro-Israel Zionist.
His number one donor is also the number one donor of Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's a real estate agency or something that was his number one donor, and so is Marjorie Taylor Greene. They have the same donors. So AIPAC does not control them.
Okay, so you don't think Israeli influence is heavy in Congress?
No, Israeli influence or pro-Israeli policy is heavy in Congress.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Why is that the case, though?
See, this is the problem that people are saying. The reason that Israel is even connected to America, because we have a lot of people in America we have a lot of people that have dual affiliation. We have a spiritual affiliation and we have a governmental affiliation between the two countries. So this is why you have a lot of people in America who care about the best interests of Israel and the Israel-American policy. If you are saying this is all coming from Israel, I will have a problem with it. The American people who are supporting and paying money into AIPAC are the ones who are making this decision.
They're
if
being
you don't
lobbied.
like what Americans think, then that's a different story.
You got a bunch of brainwashed evangelical Christians that read the Schofield Bible, and then you got
that's not true.
That are hardcore Zionists, and then you also
the Bible is very clear that Christians.
And then you got dual allegiance. Then you got dual allegiance Zionists that give a bunch of money and donate. Look, if you don't think that.
Look, this one thing I can say, man. Look, from everything we see on social media, right, and online, it does seem like there's a crazy, like the crazy amount of Jewish people descendants in the U.S. government. Like it's just, and not just in the government, in the political space. Like if you want to look at tech, you want to look at music. If you want to, I mean, why is that the case though? Are they just blessed? Are they just like that smart? You know, more than any other group of people? I don't know.
Israeli influence in our government is a problem. I guess that's your opinion, but I think it's a big
Qatari
problem
influence-
because Qatar doesn't have
No,
nearly
no.
as much
Do you think-
influence in
Do
America.
you think no, hold on. Do you think
I should hear
Qatari
about it.
influence in our education system is a problem?
Oh, because they fund colleges?
Billions of dollars of them funding Ivy League colleges. And we all know the crux of what's wrong with America starts on a college campus. They give billions of dollars
I did not know
to
that.
universities and Ivy League schools. Is that a problem?
Okay, who runs the Ivy League schools?
Probably goes
They're run
back
by-
to Jews.
Like the majority
So
of
they-
Ivy League
so-
schools
so-
are run
so
by.
Qatar-
I
so
think
you-
like
you
8
said-
out of the 9 of
Myron,
the Ivy League schools are
Myron.
run by. Man,
Myron, I'm gonna give you a shirt that says "All roads lead to
it's
Lane."
the truth.
Bro. So why would university?
See, and here's the thing, Brendan. They don't want you to know this. They're just they
anti-Semitism
don't
on
want you to
campus.
know this. When you connect all the dots, unfortunately, they have a ridiculous amount of influence and power in the United States, and this is a problem.
So you're saying that
Problem.
Run a university that takes billions from Qatar to preach, I guess, lament to anti-Israeli propaganda.
Here's the thing, dude.
Is that what you're saying?
Here's a perfect example. Harvard, back in 2023, right? In 2024, kids were protesting all over the place, pro-Palestine protests. Bill Ackman gets the head of Harvard fired, Claudine Gay, because he didn't like that she wasn't supporting Israel enough just because she
How
allowed
did
the
he get
students
her
to protest.
fired? How did he get her fired?
He complained to Harvard. He's a huge donor, enormous amount of influence. This is what I'm talking about when I
Is
say
he the biggest? No. Is he the biggest? Who gives the most money to Harvard? Him or Qatar?
I don't know.
I'll tell you right now, it's
country.
Qatar.
Okay.
Billions of dollars.
Okay, but how was Bill Ackman
China.
able? Okay,
Billions of dollars.
that's fine. Harvard has a huge list of donors or whatever. That makes my point even stronger. Then Bill Ackman doesn't even give as much money, but he was able to get the president fired.
Who fired the president?
Probably the board. These schools all have a board.
Okay. So
But he
what
got
you're
her
saying,
fired.
Myron, here's the problem with what you're saying.
The head of Harvard.
Here's the problem with what you're saying.
Okay.
You are attaching ill intent and malice to everything that a person does.
He
Why
said
can't
why
she
he fired
just
her.
not be? No. Why can't she just be inept and lost her job because people that are in administration and people who support the university wanted her out? Why does it have to be one guy that happened to be that has all the pull? It takes more than just him to get
Because
somebody
he said
fired,
it
bro.
himself. He said it himself. He was pissed off that Harvard wasn't doing. She was the president of Harvard.
Was he the only one?
Him and
Was
other.
he the only one mad at
him-
what she did?
Him and the organizations, right, like alumni, basically threatened to withhold donation money and threatened to stop supporting Harvard if she stayed as president, and they got her
Do they
fired.
have a right to do that? Do they have a right to do that?
Okay, you're taking
they
away
did
from
it
my
on-
point.
They did it only because they're
Yes, pretty much, yeah. That's why, because they didn't like the fact that she allowed these protests to happen in Harvard that
She
were
allowed
that were
anti-Semitism to
anti-Israel.
run rampant on the campus.
The students, a lot of them
and
Jewish,
Jews
by the
who
way.
support them.
A lot of students were, by the way, were protesting against the genocide back then, and then they didn't feel like she was doing enough to curb the anti-Semitism, and they got rid of her. If that
Myron.
doesn't show influence, the point of
Myron,
this discussion here is
she
for
didn't
me to
get
say
in
that they have
trouble
undue
until
influence.
there was. She didn't get in trouble until there was people getting bludgeoned on campus who were in front of the world.
Bruh.
It became a viral. It became a national story. Donald Trump spoke about it. We had congressional hearings on it. Students on campus were getting accosted. This is when
No.
it started to unravel.
It was protesting, right?
It's not protest. It's rioting. They literally had police.
When
come
when
and
did this
shut
happen?
these
I
riots
can't
down.
recall.
Myron,
Again,
police on campus arresting people.
The point I'm trying to make here is no other country has this level of influence
It's
where we
not-
can get presidents kicked out of Ivy
That's
League
not
schools.
a country.
We can go ahead and
That
pay
is- that
congressmen
is-
off. We can go ahead and put laws in place for a
Myron.
foreign country. They don't have to
Myron,
register
that's
under
not on
AIPAC.
behalf of Israel. That's on behalf of
No, the protests were strictly because of what was going on
no.
with
But they
Israel
were
Palestine.
pushing.
It
No,
was,
they were,
that's why they
were pushing
protested.
anti-Semitism against students on campus.
No, they weren't.
who
dude.
have
It
nothing
was-
to do with
it was,
Israel.
it was protests against what's going on in
But
Gaza.
they were targeting students on
Okay,
campus.
let's ask this. Prior to 2023, did anyone say anything or criticize or Zionism or any of that stuff? Prior to 2023, October 7th.
I mean, I would say yes, but I don't know.
Okay,
I wasn't involved
so
in
it wasn't.
I mean, I was
that's
on
fine.
social
'Cause I've been
media
talking about
and I
this
wasn't
topic
here.
before it
You know,
became hot
it
for people
wasn't.
to
It
talk about.
wasn't on
Prior to
social
October
media like
7th,
that, pretty
no one even knew
like
what
crazy.
Zionism was. No one cared. No one talked about it because you would get banned if you talked about Israel, any of this stuff. You'd get banned. Then after October 7th happened and people saw in 4K kids getting blown up and killed every single day by the Israeli government.
It's the kids?
Yes. But the majority of people that have died have been kids.
How is that possible?
Bro, 83% of the people that have died in Gaza are children.
According to who?
Civilians.
According to who?
According to the IDF's own stats and numbers.
No, they're 80%.
83%.
Brother,
83% are civilians.
Yeah, these
these
two are perfect for each other, man.
Of Gaza is children. Okay, so
I just wish I was more educated on this topic, like like they are. But then again, I have my own life. This is their, this is sort of their livelihood, right?
It's kids. You're assuming that 50% of all the people that got killed are children.
No, I said around 50% of the population in Gaza are children. Then I said,
wait. Define children
under the age of 18. Under the age of 18.
17 and under. Okay.
Okay. So we're talking about half the population, right? Now, of the people, that was just the kids. That's not including the adults that are innocent, everything else like that. Of the people that were killed so far in Gaza, 83%, this comes from internal Israeli documents, by the way, 83% have been civilians. And a lot of them are kids. And then on top of that, we have doctors that have testified that said almost all the people that came in that I saw were children.
Oh, damn. That was, yeah, that got heated pretty quick, man. But I mean, I appreciate the two of them for coming on the table and have a civil discourse. You know what I'm saying? I think we need more of those in this country. If you guys think, if you guys have any disagreement, just come to the table. Hash it out there. Shout out to them. Shout out to the both of them. Well spoken, and I think they're both a great example, to the young men, not just young black men in America, but to the young men, all right, to every young man. Just strive for excellence, and try to be better than them, right? Anyways, that's it for me. 26 minutes. Oh my God, that's too long. Sorry guys, but yeah, that's it for me. If you like the commentary, hey, go ahead and support your boy. I'm almost at 1,000. If you guys can do me the favor, just subscribe and like the video. I'll appreciate it. Peace.